The number one way to seem less threatening to your girlfriend's father is to make him believe that you know how to play jazz guitar. So today we're going to talk a little bit on how to fake jazz guitar. Step one, get an awesome looking semi-hollow body like this D'angelico Deluxe SS. And then after that, we're just going to learn a couple chords and how to play really simple lead stuff over them that'll make people think you actually know what you're doing when it comes to a jazz type related atmosphere, okay? So we're going to do this in the key of D major, the Jasmine's key. So the first thing is, instead of playing a D major chord, we're going to play a D major 7 chord, okay? So the voicing here is your pointer finger is going to be on the 5th fret of the A string, ring finger 7D, your middle finger is going to grab that jazzy major 7 on the 6th fret of the D string, or G string, then your pinky is going to grab the 7th fret of the B string, okay? Now, basically, the kind of principles that we're using here is we're going to have what is essentially kind of like a 3-chord progression. I'm thinking of it as a 3-chord progression with a variation, a fancy jazzy variation, but you can see this is 4. I mean, it is 4 different chords. And then we're going to talk about like really simple pentatonic ways to hide your really heavy rock background inside the intricacies of these jazz chords. So we have this D major 7 chord, right? Now I'm playing it fingerstyle, as a good fingerstyle jazzman would. And then all you have to do here to get to this next chord is move 2 fingers, all right? So the beauty of this is it sounds very impressive, but it's really super easy, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this D major 7 chord voicing. Your middle finger is gonna jump to the A string, same fret it was on, and your pointer finger is gonna jump to the G string. These 2 fingers are really just gonna kind of swap spots, okay? Now, what we're doing is we're walking to this next chord, okay? D major, we'll talk about that in a second. E minor, back to A7, okay? So back to this fancy one right here. Now, aside from just being less threatening to your girlfriend's father, or boyfriend's father, whatever, we don't judge here, either way. This has the added bonus that your friends would be like, what chord is that? This is the perfect time to let loose the line if you have to ask, you can't afford it. But basically, this is an E flat diminished 7, D sharp diminished 7, same difference really, right? So, what I'm doing is I'm hitting the root note with my thumb, hitting the rest of the chords, the D, G, and B strings with my fingers, and then kind of bringing my fingers down to get a little bit of a hit, right? I'm also playing through the awesome Fender Deluxe Reverb reissue, so same thing here. Then 7th fret on the A string is the E note. This E minor 7 chord voicing comes from. So 7A, 9D, 7G, 8B. And then we're going to move this exact same shape, just kind of diagonal 2 frets to root it on the E string, which makes it A7. Okay? So the chord progression is D major 7, E flat diminished 7, E minor 7, A7. Okay? So again, one of the principles of this is we end up on this 2, go to the 5, and go to the 1. So there's like a 2-5-1 in here, 2-5-1, which is a very, very jazzy thing. Now, really, this isn't faking it so much yet, as it is just kind of learning like a little piece of a progression. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna loop this. Okay? And then now just play something simple over top of it. Okay, so this is where the faking it comes in. Now, an actual jazz player would probably choose something different to play lead over that. We're just getting into a very familiar rock shape and then just kind of letting the pieces fall where they may, all right? So, in the key of D, the relative minor is always going to be the 6th note. So, if we count backwards, we end up on a B. The B minor pentatonic rock shape that we all know and love. 7-10, 7-9, 7-9, 7-9, 7-10, 7-10. We can play over those chords. And the nice thing about these chords being so like snappy and jazzy, the way we're playing it, is it really kind of sounds like a jazz thing when you're just jamming a minor pentatonic over this progression. So you kind of get away with it. it doesn't really have a lot of maybe the flavor of like maybe more intricate jazz-based lines, but it's something that kind of just gets you started and makes it sound like you know what you're doing, which again is kind of the principle of all these videos. So when it comes to jamming, I actually did a masterclass with my dude Ian about how to jam with another musician, and it has backing tracks that you can kind of use a lot of these techniques over. Again, when it comes to faking this kind of stuff, and even when it comes to just more solo jam stuff in general, I think it really is more about the chords than you may think it is, right? Because right now the chords are doing all the heavy lifting. It makes that really kind of bland minor pentatonic soloing sound more impressive than it actually is. You end up coming off less threatening, you'll get invited to more family events, and only you and I will know the cold, raunchy truth of it all. So anyways, thanks for checking it out. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.